Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. Today we'll be reviewing the test match between New Zealand versus Pakistan. What a test match it was, going till the fifth day, last session, last few overs, and New Zealand just clinch it. And with that, they're now the number one test team in the rankings. Unfortunately, I don't have my co-host Abrar with me today, but he'll be back joining us soon. But yeah, it was an amazing test match. Going into day five, New Zealand needed 7 wickets. We thought that they'll get them early because straight away they struck and got Azhar Ali out. After that, though, Fawad, Alam, and Rizwan captain. Rizwan in the first innings as well scored a solid 50, and again a fight-in innings. Both of them were just unbelievable. They kept New Zealand out, didn't give them any chances, and then when the opportunity arose, they hit the boundaries. They picked the singles as well. It was magnificent batting. One whole session, I think, after lunch they didn't lose a wicket. And going into tea, that was the perfect situation for Pakistan. They had 6 wickets in hand. And Fawad Alam, I just don't understand. It's been 10 years since he's played cricket for Pakistan. Consistently, he's been performing in the domestic circuit. He has an average close to 60. I think it's the highest average for a Pakistani first-class cricketer. Despite that, he wasn't selected all these years since 2010 to now. He hasn't been selected, but he just showed what they're missing out on. Yes, yeah, his technique is it's awkward, but it's more like a Chandar Paul kind of technique. That doesn't mean it can be successful. And he showed on a fifth day in New Zealand, challenging conditions. Yes, it was a better batting wicket compared to the first day, but still, like in New Zealand conditions, for a subcontinent batsman to score 100 in the fourth innings, it means, it's a huge effort. And he did exactly that. He got good support. And it was the short ball, the full ball, whatever it was, he had the technique. He could pull it. If it was too short, he would just leave it. Outside off stump, when the ball is swinging, he leaves the ball. His defense is solid as well. So I think it was an outstanding innings, and credit to Rizwan as well as captain. He stepped up. They fought hard, Pakistan. They could have drawn the game in the end, but after the wickets of Rizwan and Fawad Alam, it was a bit difficult. I think we need to be a bit critical about the Pakistani opening batsmen and even Haris Sohail. I think they gave their wickets away too quickly. Maybe a 50-60 opening partnership and the whole game would have changed, and Pakistan would have probably drawn that. But also credit to New Zealand, man. It must have been very frustrating going into in day five, not picking up wicket a whole session, and you only have one more session to get the whole team all out. But they kept bowling. They stuck to their plans. I would credit Williamson in two things. One thing is the way he rotated his bowlers. He got in Santner as well towards the end of the day, and he picked up two crucial wickets which won them the game. But apart from that, also the moment when he declared in New Zealand's second innings, they could have easily posted a target of 400 plus. But he realized that this pitch is getting better to bat on, and with the history in New Zealand, recent history suggests that as the test match progresses, batting gets easier. So with that in mind, he wanted to give his bowlers enough time to bowl out Pakistan, and that's exactly what happened. Even if they batted another 20-30 runs, because I think the target was 370 odd, if it was 400, that time which was consumed in getting those runs, they wouldn't have enough time to bowl Pakistan out. But he gave them enough time. In the end, that paid off. So a very smart move by Williamson, and this team deservedly so is now the number one test team. It's been a process. It's not, they haven't done this overnight. They've day in, day out, I think they've separated some, like the limited over squad as well. Test squad is a slightly different. Some amazing bowlers. I think Wagner, he bowls his heart out. This game I think he had a toe injury, like a fractured toe, and he still continued to bowl over after over, and credit to him. And I think their bowling lineup with Jamieson and Wagner, they have a different two bowlers who can bowl short, who can attack the batsman with pace, and then you have Bolt and Sadi to swing the ball. If there's any hint of movement, they will exploit it. So they have a good bowling lineup there, and Santner adds to the mix. I think credit to him. He hasn't played as many test matches as he would have liked to, but he proved yesterday that he can be a match winner in his own right. He picked up two crucial wickets, including the last one, the cotton ball, a very nice catch. But yeah, I think it was a great test match, a great advert for test match cricket. Credit to Williamson again, captaincy, but also his 100 in the first innings was crucial. It wasn't an easy pitch to bat on first up, but Pakistan won the toss and put New Zealand in. I think Pakistan bowled really well. Shaheen Afridi was excellent. Mohammad Abbas as well. Mohammad Abbas, I would just, if he had a bit more pace, I think he would have been unplayable, especially on this pitch. But apart from that, I think Naseem Shah first innings he wasn't as effective. Second innings he came out, picked up few wickets, so they'll want to improve on that. But overall, I think the fight Pakistan gave, they'll be really happy. They almost pulled off the draw. Some runs I think from the opening batsman will help them in the future. That is necessary. Apart from that, no Babar Azam in this game, and they continued. Fawad Alam stepped up, Rizwan stepped up as captain. Fahim Ashraf in the first innings, second innings, Azhar Ali could have gone on, but he gave them a start. So plenty of positives in the batting, bowling as well. There is room for improvement, but at the same time, it was a decent performance, and they'll want to continue this in the second test. Whereas New Zealand, I think they'll be really happy. There were some mistakes there as well from their side. They would have liked to not lose that many wickets, especially in the second innings. And then even in the first innings, I think the openers weren't as solid. But that's okay. The ball was swinging, so they made up for that in the second innings. But apart from that, I think their bowling as well. They were really patient, but maybe they probably expect to bowl Pakistan a bit earlier. So maybe be a bit more aggressive, maybe use the short ball a bit less, target the stumps more. But that's being very critical. Overall, it was an unbelievable game of Test cricket. I think hats off to both teams for producing such a intense match, and can't wait for the second test. I think, yeah, that pretty much sums up the test match. I think from New Zealand side, Williamson man of the match, and for his captaincy and for his 100. And from Pakistan side, it has to be Fawad Alam, not only because he scored 100. Look at the circumstances. He is the perfect example of not giving up in life. Keep persevering, keep pursuing your passion, no matter what the outside talk is. Just focus on your game, and he was rewarded 10 years after, despite all his performances in the domestic circuit. He was rewarded finally, and unbelievable knock. And I think it's just onwards and upwards from here for him. But yeah, I think that wraps up the match summary. Thank you so much for joining me, and hope to catch you guys soon. Take care.